So what's happening today, Jace?
Going to pick up a new car.
Yes, sir.
Pretty exciting. What else is happening? A few sales calls, but most importantly, a new car. Haven't bought anything big like ever.
This is your first big boy purchase.
Yeah, really is. I mean, I bought my car, like my old car, a couple years ago, but it wasn't really, I just bought it out of necessity. It wasn't really something that I wanted. So now being able to buy this is it's pretty freaking cool. So I'm excited to see.
Is this like one of your dream cars?
Yeah, definitely.
Do you still have that photo up?
Yeah, it's bad boy. But it's cool. Like one thing I was thinking is, you see a lot of people like in this industry, like marketing and advertising and stuff like that. They're always trying to buy things that make them look better. And I had a conversation on the weekend with people about like, that shouldn't be the way that you sell people, like your lifestyle and stuff. You should sell people for the actual value that you bring, the things that you say, rather than like flashing all your. So I'm cool. I want to show you guys because this is what's possible, but at the same time, like, this isn't the reason that you should work with me. Like, just because I can buy nice things, like the reason you should is you make a decision, logically, where you're like, all right, Jason can help me with this, this, and this, and that's why I should work with him, rather than like, ooh, he can get me flashy things, because that stuff doesn't. The happiest thing for me was like this morning, the sun, like there was clouds in the sky, but the sun was over the water and it was beautiful. Like, that's happiness.
The last drive, mate.
I know. All the way up to Bris Vegas. And I've actually been pretty good about it, is like, either I get home and just like have dinner and relax, or I'll get home and do like something productive for like an hour or 45 minutes on the business, like messages or sales calls, whatever. It's really productive, and then that way I can just sign off from the day. Whereas when I was working from home, the office was right there. I would just go in and start working, keep working, finish for a little bit, then come back. Like, I was always back and forth and my mind was never off. But now, like with the office, you're in, you do your stuff, and then you leave. Like, it's so good. So yeah, I mean, I love it. And like the collaboration that we have, where usually it would be like a Zoom call where we'd have to all be on and like things cut out and stuff like that. And now we just, chop it up and have ideas, which is like so valuable. I mean, the amount of stuff that we've come up with in the last few months has just been ridiculous. So, man, I love it.
Yeah.
Simple as that.
Like, what did we say? We posted like 30 pieces of content this week.
Yeah, 30 pieces of content I think it's probably like every week for the last couple of weeks, to be honest. I mean, even this week we stepped up even more, which is just crazy to think like how much content is going out there. And just the impact that we're having through, not even our own businesses, the other businesses, like clients that we work with. So
yeah,
it's nuts. It's nuts. It's come a long way from freaking one client.
The Outliers.
Outliers. It's such a good book.
Such a good book.
I'm actually listening to it on the Audible at the moment.
Oh, real?
Yeah. I haven't heard it in a while. It's one of those books where you got to like revisit every year or so. Well, maybe every couple of years, because it's just like such a good message, the 10,000 hours, and also it's interesting because I think that one big thing for coaching for me is like parables and metaphors, and I think that Malcolm Gladwell's 10,000 hours has so many in there that are really good for coaching, so it'd be good to have those again.
Have you implemented any of his lessons in your teachings?
10,000 hours, like that's a lot of hours. I think that I tell everyone that, and I said this in a video recently, is that if you want to be good at something, it's not just about, taking a course or getting a coach or whatever like that. It's like living and breathing that thing. There's so many people, like I get the question all the time about like, oh, how do you get better at marketing and sales? Like, what book do I read? And I'm like, well, it's not one book. It's about 1 million freaking books that you have to read. And if you read all of the books, and if you're like listening and consuming the content all of the time, then you're going to learn and you're going to become better. And also doing as well. Like, we've run thousands of freaking ad campaigns all the time. And that's how you get better. Pretty simple.
Well, I think that people get stressed out over things you can't control. Like, you know, if you can't control it, then it's not the end of the world, you know, you just go with the flow. I mean, for me, I actually used to be like one of the people that at airports was like always real stressed, and like if I missed the connecting flight, I would be like really anxious and sweating. But now I'm of the opinion, like, obviously I try to get there and make the flights, like I hate being late, but okay, you missed the flight, what's the worst thing that happens? Like, let's just say I get in on a midnight flight and I can't get there till the day after. Okay, that's fine. Like, they'll put me up in a hotel, or I'll get a hotel and I get to stay in a new city or explore a new city. Like, that's the worst thing that can happen. You know, and you miss the meeting maybe. Like, it's not the end of the world. So I just think that you just gotta go with the flow. And then the other videos where I'm actually teaching people stuff is where people will be like, oh cool, like maybe I want to work with Jason, you know?
Yeah.
Whereas, yeah, he thinks that you should just constantly give them all of this stuff. So here we are. Good fellas, how we doing? We've known each other for years. Good, mate, good. Yeah, it's been, years. Things have been really good. It'll come a long way since we probably last met. So just to give you a quick update as well, like, well, I'm now in an office. We have staff. I'm actually with someone right now, one of our staff, and yeah, we've come a really, really long way. We've had a good couple of months, the last few months especially. Yes. Yeah, totally. All right, that makes sense, and thanks for explaining all of that, fellas. But yeah, I love this, and honestly, like, I have a fair few ideas on what we can do with this list. I just want to know, like, from your guys' perspective, is this like, all right, let's once off, let's hit these guys and see what falls from the tree? Yeah, I'm a big fan of this idea for you guys, and I think so things have changed a lot, so I can definitely move this forward as quickly as possible. We have a new Facebook ads person, new content person as well, so we've got a lot in our team that we can move this as quickly as you guys need. Awesome.
Sounds good.
All right, guys. Well, thank you. Sounds good, guys. I'll speak to you soon. Cheers. Cheers, guys. Bye. That was good, man. That was the reason. I don't know if you saw me earlier when I was like waving my hand, is like how one of the guys in the meeting was talking about how he came across this idea. And the crazy thing is that I came up with this idea for them like 2 years ago, but obviously I was working like 3 years ago maybe. Obviously back then I was working for my dad and like had no staff and had nothing, so they didn't really listen to me. But now, like a couple years later, they're like, oh wow, like this is a great idea. So it's pretty cool. It's cool, and it's cool to like have a client like that we can work with, you know, that we've been working with for years. So yeah, it's awesome. Hello.
Hi.
Hey, what's up?
I don't think you should go up.
Why not? In the Camry.
We'll try again.
We go again.
We go again.
Ridiculous.
It's alright, mate. You'll be done.
I think most businesses should have their own marketing really in-house as much as possible. You know, obviously there's stuff that you need to outsource, like you don't need your web designers, you don't need Google SEO, but I think you should have like as much in-house as possible, because then you can control like when you want to step it up and what you want to do, and also you know how to market your own business. Like when it comes to a point of scale, you probably should hire an agency, but to start with you should learn the fundamentals and start advertising yourself, start testing content on Facebook and Instagram, because then you, as I said, you've just got the control and you know what's going on, you know what's happening. And then if you do end up hiring an agency, you can tell them, you know, what to do and you know, if they're messing things up. So yeah, definitely recommend people keep it in-house for now.
So you kind of test it out yourself, and then when you get an agency, you can have it really tailored to the way you want it.
Yeah, exactly. And also, like, agencies don't always offer, I mean, I think that agencies shouldn't offer every service. And if you want to work with the best agencies, usually they offer 1 or 2 services. Like our agency only offers Facebook ads and sales funnels.
Yeah.
In fact, we actually really don't do much sales funnels. It's mostly just Facebook ads. And that's why we're really good at what we do. So I would recommend working with an agency just to solve a specific problem and then keep the rest in-house. Like whether you get some virtual assistants, whether you get, you know, an intern or someone young who can manage it for you. But it's definitely something that businesses need to have for themselves.
Let's see. Let's pick up the whip, mate.
Pick up the whip.
There she is, mate.
Hey, mate.
What do you think of it, mate?
It's not bad.
Different from the rental Camry, hey?
No, I think the Camry was going all right.
Well, I've got to drive that, so cheers. Give us a look. Give us a look.
Yeah, it's dope, dude.
Yes, sir.
It's so sick.
Working on fulfillment. It's been crazy busy.
Yeah, totally, man, totally. Are you, well, let me kind of tell you how this call's gonna go, man, is that, you know, I wanna help you out as much as possible. I wanna answer all of your questions that you have around your agency, and at the end, I'll explain a little bit more how I can help. However, my main goal, brother, is just I wanna help you out as much as possible and figure out, like, what you've got going on and what we can do to help. Does that sound good? Start to nail that down and figure that out. Does that make sense to you?
Yeah, now,
Yep.
Jason, I do have a quick question.
Yep.
So you've been doing this for some time. I'm months into my journey.
Yep. Or phone numbers, emails, and all of that. Like, that's fantastic, but do emails and phone numbers equal sales? No.
So which one's yours, mate?
This bad boy. I still don't think like it's real as well. Like, I think like I'm renting it or something. No keys.